Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Sports with Balls, 7 p.m.
Welcome in, guys. It feels good to be here on a Tuesday night, 7 p.m., like you said, in Game 6 of the World Series. What?
Go Rays. Y'all don't like my glasses? I borrowed Lauren's glasses.
I know. What are you doing?
Trying to be nerdy for a second.
It's working.
Trying to be nerdy?
Are we
It's
up
working.
on Twitch? We're trying to get up on Twitch, too, so we got a bunch of things going on.
Yes, big night tonight.
We're
What's
growing.
up, guys?
Back on
Lauren
Facebook.
Leal,
Feels so
Grant
good.
Miles, Sports with Balls. We're here live from Christian's Tailgate on Kirby. I've absolutely love this place, obviously. I'm not going to be looking for food tonight, though. I'm not that hungry.
No, you're not. Normally he goes home with what, like steak fries, cheese fries?
No, it's the steak
Chicken
fingers.
tenders.
The steak fingers here are the bomb.
All
They're
right,
so
all right.
good. Jane, Tosin. Tosin is
What up,
watching.
Tosin?
Oh,
Jane
yeah.
says go Rays already. That's right. I
That's
feel
what I'm
you,
talking
girl.
about.
I feel
That's
you.
my girl Jane.
Who you taking tonight, Grant?
Well, I said Dodgers 4-2 is what I called in the series, so I'm going Dodgers.
Sticking with the guns.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm still thinking, obviously that the pitching is going to, the Rays pitching will win over tonight again. And look,
Well,
baseball
they got
wants
Blake Snell up, so.
baseball wants a Game 7, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Ratings are terrible anyway, so go Game 7.
Hey, how was it?
Right?
How was it riding up here in
Anybody's
your
game.
motorcycle? Did the rain bother you?
Man, look, I was trying to do the Top Gun thing today. That's why I tried to, well, these aren't aviators, but
I do have 88ers though.
Do you?
Are you going to a cool biker rally after
No,
that?
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Jeff is on a bike or something.
It's funny because I had my Memphis jacket on, and I was like, remember the first time we ever did a podcast?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
had that Memphis jacket on,
Yeah,
and I
I
was going to
remember
wear it,
that,
and then I was
yeah.
like, I want to do the leather tonight because look, it finally cooled down here in Houston. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we're in Houston, Texas. For you guys that don't know, and the weather finally cooled down.
Is
So
it?
you like it when it's like this?
I do, man. I can sit
Yeah.
in my garage in my man cave. I'm not sweating. Like,
That's
it's
true.
miserable.
It's a pretty cool man cave, I will say. Whenever we went over to your house that one time to record a show, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Walk through your man cave. Pretty legit.
Well, it's getting there. It's a work in progress. What's up, Dreesy? I see you. I know you're back in Houston. You need to come see us, man. My boy Dreesy's in town.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in and
Yeah!
joining us here on Sports with Balls. Of course, you can always
What's up,
get in the
Gyro?
conversation, drop a comment, drop a like. We will answer any questions that you have, sports-wise or non-sports-wise. We may find out some non-sports stuff in the Jeff 5 later on.
Why is this becoming a thing?
Because you like
I think-
it.
you
You
love
act like
the Jeff
think-
5.
you act
This
like
is
you don't
not
like it, but you
even-
like
I think this is all Grant's doing.
I bet you had this planned out all day. You're like, oh, is it my turn? And then you just start going off. Like,
No.
I didn't know I was going to have this section.
The Cowboys are coming up.
Hey, I'm ready.
We're-
Hey, I'm probably going to be along with you on the Cowboys. They're pissing me off.
We'll see.
I mean, shoot. We got a
Before
lot
we
to
get going,
to.
though, welcome everybody to Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles. We are coming to
You're
you
welcome.
live from Christian's Tailgate on Kirby.
We got our man Nico
know.
behind the ones and
Love
twos
when
with
Nico's
us
here.
Did you say
tonight.
Nico or Miko?
Nico.
Okay.
I did not. That's correct, right?
The
Okay,
Nico.
he's shaking
What'd
his head,
she
yes.
say last time?
I thought
Nico?
it- No, I
Nico?
thought it was Niku.
Nike.
Niku, that
I
was
have
what it was.
a friend named Niku, and then we also call another friend of mine Niku, and that's just her like nickname. But
Huh?
my bad.
Now we
Nico.
Is this the Lauren Five?
Hey,
She just wasn't paying attention to your name, man, so don't
I'm
worry
not.
about it.
Oh, good. Listen, before we get going on all this sports stuff, we got to thank Joe Applewhite. We're going to get to the 2-minute drill with Lauren Leal, brought to you by Joe Applewhite and Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. You're looking to make a move, Joe's going to come help you. This guy's flat out the best realtor here in Houston, probably the state of Texas, but we don't have all that data yet. I'm sure you can go to har.com, but he's on point. Joe Applewhite, 713-291-5270, making the impossible possible.
Man, I checked him out today. I did, I was looking on
Dude.
the website.
Oh, some
He's got
recon?
houses for sale, man.
Dude, he is legit.
He's
Like,
got
he's got a
houses
lot of
for sale.
stuff.
Always hustling.
Rental,
Working.
sell, like that dude's
Everything.
got it all.
Glad he's helping us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, 2-minute drill. Lauren.
All right, let's hear that whistle and let's go.
Bam!
That's right,
Get in it.
Nico. So, first off, very exciting news. College game day is coming to the Masters. Augusta is National Golf Club is hosting ESPN College Game Day during the Masters, and it's I know, Jeff, you're super excited about this. Huge
Yeah.
golf person. The Masters doesn't normally happen right now either.
No, the Masters is usually in April, and Grant and I were discussing this before it started. I mean, they're going to have college game day at the Masters, and
That's
like,
the coolest shit ever, in my
this
opinion.
is just awesome.
It is.
Like, I mean,
awesome.
it's so like I wonder if they're going to have like Tiger on or some
Yeah.
other golfers on to where they came from. And look, most golfers went to a college, right?
Right.
It'll be interesting. I don't know what the game is that's playing, or the games that they're going to hype up, but man, look. Lee Caruso putting on like a LSU
Yeah.
Tiger helmet or
Yeah.
something during college game day at the Masters. I'm excited for that for sure.
Absolutely. And speaking of Tiger Woods, it's rumored that he is going to be in Houston, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So we'll keep our eyes and ears.
I'm going.
Ears
I don't give a
peeled
damn.
for you.
I'm going. That is like we'll do the show live from outside of there in my car.
You're
I
like,
don't care.
I'm going through
Jeff's
this
gonna be there, no
crowd.
doubt.
It's
It don't
gonna be
matter.
I'll miss this show.
Yeah,
I'm going.
that dude don't. Tiger's in town. He's gonna stand outside his hotel room.
I will.
You're like, I want to meet you, sir, Mr. Woods.
Another sport and another guy that I know Jeff is excited about, or I don't know if you're really excited about this one, but you know all about it. So Khabib has retired from the world of UFC. He was undefeated with a 29-0 record, 13-0 UFC record. He told the media, ain't no way he is going to go back out there without his father. It's an unfortunate situation. His father died this summer in July. So,
Pretty emotional event when he did retire. I mean, when he said that, because nobody expected it. You expected him to fight McGregor or somebody else. In the world of UFC, this was a huge headline, and people came out. All John Bones, all these people came out, whether or not they were in favor of him retiring or calling him the quote unquote GOAT. A lot of people had their opinions about this, and look, UFC's because basketball's off, baseball's about to go off. This is their prime period, and for him to retire, I totally get it with his dad. I totally understand that, but we'll see if most of these guys come out of retirement, right?
Well, not only that, but his father was also his trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of was a double whammy there. I mean, he's losing not only his father, but his training partner, his trainer, and
probably someone who coached him from very little.
Well, yeah, and as we all know that have fathers like that we're close to, that's emotional
For sure.
and that's
It's going to take him a while to get over that.
that's emotional.
That
And,
money
hey, man,
runs out.
Why not go out on top too? Why not go out on top? That's for sure.
I just wonder if that's his real hair.
No,
Not
he
front.
puts on the wig afterwards. That's his thing. That's his thing. But yeah, he retired, and we'll see what's next. McGregor's supposed to fight soon. We'll see. We got UFC news coming up. Whenever it comes up, we'll bring it to you.
And as we know right now, first pitch is about to happen. LA versus the Rays in Game 6 of the World Series. LA is one game away since winning it since 1988.
Y'all
And
see what I posted today?
Yeah, I noticed who was second too.
Yeah.
Thanks for
What did you
that.
post
Grant
today,
already
John?
knew where I was
Thanks
going.
for that. Yeah,
The
I knew exactly what he was doing.
Teams that
He's being an ass.
no, I wasn't.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't tag you in it. It was teams that haven't won the World Series yet. And number two.
You had
longest-
I bet you had a smile on your face. You're like, I'm gonna send this out. Grant's
Not
gonna see
lie.
this.
Not gonna lie, I did.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The Rangers
Absolutely.
were number 2. I forgot what year.
60.
But 60 years.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, it's hysterical, isn't it? It's
well,
funny.
this could be the second
Didn't y'all
champion.
have one strike left?
Oh yeah, one out. One out. Yeah.
Jeff wants to continue.
And not only that, and I'll get into that because today in history pissed me off. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
a lot
right.
of World
Yes,
Series.
Yes, stay tuned for later on in Today in History.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
you want to see me you want to see him almost cry.
Yep,
Just
it's
stay
coming.
on for about 7:45.
Whoa, Grant with tears? What? Yeah. So if the Dodgers do go on to win it tonight, it would be the second championship this year because LA winning NBA and then also Dodgers if they win MLB. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Lewis Hamilton breaks and wins over. He has. his
This is her
record.
wheelhouse right here.
This
She
is-
knows all
this
about
is definitely
this.
Lauren's
Yeah,
wheelhouse. So Lewis Hamilton broke Michael Schumacher's this record.
His record.
This has stood forever. This was like an unbeatable record in
Yeah.
IndyCar racing.
So
Absolutely
Hamilton is
unbeatable.
now a 6-time world champion in car racing, and it was funny because Ralph Shoemaker's little brother actually said Lewis is the greatest driver of all time in his weekly column.
He's putting his stamp on IndyCar racing for sure.
Yeah.
And if anybody was going to bring IndyCar racing to the forefront, this guy can. He's very charismatic. like very charismatic. And 82 wins, I think, was the record, and he broke it. And that's, I mean, for IndyCar racing, that's phenomenal. And look, Austin. There's people in Austin that might watch the show. Austin knows about IndyCar racing. They have Formula One there on a yearly basis now. So good for him.
Well, just so you know, because money talks. Michael Schumacher. I had to look it up real quick. Celebrity net worth. If you don't ever go there, it's amazing. Get on there. Michael Schumacher's net worth, $600 million.
What?
Yeah,
That's how good Michael Schumacher is.
That's
Who's
IndyCar
equivalent
racing.
to that right now?
I mean-
like, who would you say is equivalent to 600
LeBron.
million?
I mean, that's LeBron
That's
type money
LeBron.
right there.
That's
Oh my
right up there with
gosh.
LeBron.
Michael
Tiger
Schumacher.
Woods, LeBron. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how popular he is in Europe and IndyCar and Formula
Yes.
One is. So this guy broke it. So you got to only think the future is his for IndyCar racing, and money wise, like Grant just said, he might be in line to make a ton.
Well, and speaking of Formula One, the Schumachers are the only siblings to both win Formula One races.
What's up, Mike Bobby? I see you watching.
And we go to our last 2-minute drill, and that was your boy. Dez is officially on the Ravens practice squad, 3-time Pro Bowler.
Rays just went yard.
And
Tampa Bay Rays,
Yeah.
home
that's-
run.
Right out the bat.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Right out the bat. No, it's okay. It's happening. We're doing this on the spot.
Is that a Rosarina, bro?
Yeah, that dude's.
Oh my
Of course
God.
it is.
If the Rays
Oh
win, if
my
the Rays win,
He had
that's your
his-
MVP.
He had his 27th
He's the MVP regardless.
the other night.
No, they're not going to give the MVP to a losing team.
Well, I know, but dude, this
If
guy.
they win, though, he is.
Look at us. Follow us on Sports with Balls on Facebook. I post stuff all the time. This guy has broken 2 or 3 different records already in the playoffs, and he just went yard.
Yeah.
I mean, Randy Rosarina is unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
Dez Bryant. Yep. He's been out, he's been out
hold
of the
on,
league
hold
for
on.
2
It says
years now.
Broadcast interrupted.
Why is
Are
that?
we interrupted?
I wonder if it heard the music.
I don't know.
It'll resume shortly. Did we lose connection?
Don't know. Are we on live still? Mine says broadcast interrupted.
Mine does too.
Yeah, that means we got interrupted. Son of a bitch, dude. We got to turn the music down.
I bet you that's why.
I can't see
The
it.
thing is, though, is I don't really hear it.
Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what it did. I promise you that's what did it.
Darn it.
That was a great intro.
We had such a good thing going.
Okay, it says it's back on.
Are we back live? We back on? We back on? Sorry, guys. It said broadcast interrupted. Sorry. Mike
we're
Bobby,
back.
Mike Bobby, you there? If you can
Yeah,
hear
Tosin
us.
said streaming stop.
Okay, we're back on. Cool.
I think we're back on. Let's do it. Okay,
as long
so
as it didn't get interrupted to where we had to
yeah,
start over.
Des Bryant, go.
I'm good. Yes, Des
Oh,
Bryant.
just saying, Des Bryant today signed with the practice squad with the Ravens, 3-time Pro Bowler, and he's been out of the league for 2 years, last with Dallas, of course. So now he's coming back. We're going to see what he's going to do with the Ravens, see what he can add to Lamar Jackson in that team.
Man, this is. You know, Grant, I want to go to you for this. Like,
Yeah.
you know, what are your feelings? Because you're a Cowboys fan, and obviously Dez and the Cowboys have a history. What are your feelings about Dez coming back? What is he, 32?
Yeah, he's got to be up there. Like, yeah, I'm going to double check real quick, but yeah, he's 31. I'm happy for Dez. I am because I think Dez.
He said he was crying today on his.
Well, yeah.
Instagram page.
Look, I think Dez got a bad rap. I think from the beginning when he was drafted in the league, I think he had this. People had this opinion of him that he kind of had to break and live above, even before he even started in the NFL. He was a producer for the Cowboys. I mean, that dude. He led
was.
the league in touchdowns in 2014. You know, he was a 1,000-yard receiver, over 1,200 yards for 3 straight seasons until he got hurt. So, I mean, he's a solid player. And then, of course, he tries to come back, tears his ACL or has a knee injury when he got signed by the Saints. So, I'm happy for him, man.
I think he embraced the Cowboys atmosphere
Yeah, he
at that
did.
time, and so he was
Yeah,
like
he
the
did.
embrace that kind of evil mentality, me against the
Yeah.
world type deal. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, but I mean he's a talented player.
Caught that amazing
I was gonna
pass
say,
in Green
was it a
Bay.
catch?
Yes, it was.
Was it a catch?
Yes, it
I
was.
say it was a
100% it was a
catch.
catch.
Yep.
Even your daughter said it was a catch.
If I show I was like, sweetheart, does that look like a catch? She's like, yeah, Daddy. I said,
I remember
exactly.
that. I
The
remember that story.
the referee didn't think
and we'll
so.
get into another player coming
good
back.
for Dez, though,
we'll get
man.
into another player coming back, Antonio Brown. We'll get into that here in a little bit with Tampa Bay. But while we're on the subject of the Cowboys, you ready to go?
Are we gonna start right now?
We going Cowboys first? Oh, we're skipping right over the injuries.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, you want to go to injuries? We could go to injuries. I'm down with some injuries because there was a lot of them, and number one being San Francisco 49ers. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
There's 12 injuries on the San Francisco 49ers, right? 8 of
Yes.
them starters. Like, no team has been more impacted than the San Francisco 49ers.
Which is
And this-
surprising how bad they beat New England, considering that.
Well, I mean, I've got, yeah.
Well, go ahead. I interrupted you. I interrupted you, Lauren. Go ahead. What were you
Oh
saying?
no! I mean, going back to what you said about the Patriots. Yeah, it's surprising, but it's not at the same time when you look at what the Pats are doing
Right.
currently. But I was going to say that the 49ers at the beginning of the season they got hurt right off the bat.
Yeah, a lot.
With Garoppolo, Mostert,
Yep.
Bosa.
I mean, right there. That's your defense,
Boom,
your
boom, boom.
offense, your
Yeah.
quarterback, and
Everything.
your running
Your
back.
3 best players.
And
3
they're
of your
still
best
up there.
players.
I
And they're
mean-
still finding ways to win.
Yeah, I mean, I believed in San Francisco. I kind of – so there's been 2 guaranteed bets this year, right? Last week, Packers versus Texans.
Yes.
Like a guaranteed bet.
Yes.
This week, Seattle versus the 49ers is almost a guaranteed win. Like, I mean, almost. I mean, there's no such thing in gambling as guaranteed. But with
Yeah.
the injuries that San Francisco has had, I don't know what the line is yet, but Seattle should beat the living crap out of San Francisco.
You would think so.
I was
You would
gonna
think
say,
so, but I thought
don't
New
know.
England was going to win this. I thought New England was going to win the game this past Sunday. But wow, was I surprised by that
By the
game.
way, you did really good on your bets.
It's 10-3, but I mean, I wasn't keeping count though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I saw you were doing good.
Yeah, I was 10-3, but
Nice.
who cares?
But speaking of injuries, we have Odell Beckham Jr. It was confirmed today that
Yep.
he's a torn ACL in his left knee. The MRI actually confirmed, Monday. And yeah, so it was injured on the Browns' second snap of the game. How sad. And then we got
it was he got injured after an interception. Okay, so he was running back to tackle. The guy had already been tackled. He tried to slow up and planted his foot, and his knee just popped. Right, you saw him, and he literally hopped right when his knee
Yeah.
popped, and it was just like ooh. And you know, anybody that knows anything about football, non-contact injuries. When somebody goes down on a non-contact injury and
It's
grabs
bad.
their knee, it is immediately bad, and that's what happened.
Well, and what's funny is, we always, I say we, as in just general population, always gets on guys for not hustling. Like
What's
if,
up, Lucas?
if we see people not running after an interception or we see people not hustling,
Metcalf, bro.
we make that. Yeah, well, yeah, we make a
Oh,
big
we're
deal
gonna get
about
into that
that.
in a minute.
We make a big deal about that, but. And sometimes these things happen. You understand why if a play's over, they're like, man, I'm
not going in it.
I'm not getting into
Yep,
this
yep.
because there's another opportunity for me to get hurt.
That's a lot of
So-
money.
Right.
There's a lot of money he just lost, incentive-wise, everything. He's a franchise player, and that's why these players kind of dip away from when somebody gets an interception. They're not down to go make the tackle.
Correct.
They're out of it. Like,
I mean, that's a
like
money
to your point.
decision.
Exactly.
I mean, it is. It's a money decision.
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's not high school or college anymore.
No, it's not. It's a money decision. Absolutely.
Right. So we have OBJ, and then you were talking about Antonio Brown to the Bucks. Obviously, this is an acquisition, not an injury. How do I feel about this?
I mean, listen, I love it because he's the most disruptive player ever, I think, in the NFL. I don't know why Tom Brady wants this guy on his team when he's going to come into the locker room and destroy it. Like, I mean,
I feel like
these-
Tom Brady wants to help him out.
Yeah, it feels like
weird.
he's like a father. He
Yeah,
wanted to bring him
wants
into the
to, like, guide him.
Patriots. Yeah,
Exactly.
and it's just like, dude, why are you bringing this guy in, man? Like, he literally, the chances of him screwing up are like 85 to 90%.
He has a high percentage. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like, and you're already doing well. Why are you bringing in? And look, Godwin broke his finger, and I get that. But I don't know why you would take a risk on Antonio Brown.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this works out. You wonder with a guy like that who's had so many problems, now that he's been out and has had difficulty getting back in, if a guy like that learns his lesson, and then now that he has the
But
opportunity,
he's repeated over and over and over. He doesn't learn his lesson.
Yeah,
This
but
is
I think he's been going from team to team to team. And he's like, okay, well, these guys don't want me. Somebody else will get
I
me.
wonder
These
if they
guys
got
don't want me.
Vegas
Somebody else
odds
will
on
get me.
him finishing the season.
Everything off of the field too. You look at him
Yeah.
calling in the police and the white girls.
Him
and
walking
this
in
and
naked
that.
when a girl's painting a picture.
Yeah.
Just walking up with a towel over his junk, just like, hey. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't
Like,
even know the
all
girl.
these different things.
Yeah,
all these
thank
different
you,
things.
Nico.
But I gotta ask you, Jeff, because you talk about
What's
off
up,
the field,
Caesar?
You talk about off the field and he's not doing so great right now. Is Cam Newton and you getting annoyed by all of his posts
Well, remember
Antonio Brown is just another level of that, right?
Exactly. And remember when we at the first 2 games of the season, people were like, "Oh, Cam Newton's back. Oh my gosh, Patriots in the Super Bowl." Now, what are your thoughts on the Patriots?
Well, considering what he did the first couple weeks, I thought, yeah. I mean, he played really well.
Yeah,
but now, like I said, what have we found?
Interceptions.
What have we found
What's
beats?
it called? Knee-jerk reactions, right?
Well, what have we found beats Bill Belichick? COVID. That's the only thing that can beat Bill Belichick. They lost 3 in a row for the first time since 2002.
I know.
That's
And
crazy.
This is something that I
Well,
wanted.
listen, hold on. Like, I'm not defending Bill Belichick, but their roster is full of just absolute nobodies. Like, no one. They have nobodies throwing to. The Patriots need to be in rebuilding. And speaking of rebuilding, and I'll throw this out there real quick, and we might talk about it at the end of the NFL. Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, will stay for his senior year if the Jets come up with the first pick.
Well,
Because he does have 1 year left.
Well,
he can go
I
back.
saw-
What if
And
he
with no
risks-
fans.
But what we just went back to, what if he doesn't want to because he doesn't want to risk injury of his senior year?
Well, I mean, look, you Jets are.
Well, what those guys typically do is they take out an insurance policy.
Yeah,
they
of
take out
course,
an
yeah.
insurance policy for
a couple million.
for several million. But I mean, that's a question though. If you're Trevor Lawrence and you see the Jets sitting there, more than likely about to take you.
Going my senior year.
I saw earlier they asked him that point blank. Would you come back for your senior year? And he said, I would think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And he can't make. Of course, he can't make a decision right now. But yeah, if the Jets are sitting there, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take my senior year. But I mean, look, they're playing in front of no fans. We'll see what happens with the whole college football season, like whether or not they end up winning. If Clemson ends up winning a title, that plays a lot into it. If Clemson wins another title, chances of him going to the NFL are pretty good. But if they don't win, he has a chance to go back to college for his senior year and win with fans. I mean, I think he would.
Can I just say a little deja vu, or I don't know what you call it, but I mean, you're looking flash forward to the Texans who are 1-6. Where did Deshaun Watson come from?
Deshaun Watson, I don't know. Like again, go to our Facebook.
Well,
look
Clemson.
at
Exactly.
the and
That's
you
what
mentioned
I'm
something on our
saying.
Facebook today
Yeah.
about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah. You go back to Clemson, and what is he doing now? He has a 1-6 season. He said this SHIT sucks. After in the post game press conference, he did.
I love you, Lauren. I love you. You're so great. You're such a sweetheart. She is.
This
Lauren's such a
CRAP
sweetheart.
is just not okay.
She's such a sweetheart. I mean, for real. Lauren.
Golly, follow Lauren Leal on all her social media.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, let's get into.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love it. That's fantastic.
Let's
It's
get
like
in.
you think you put me on a rainbow or something like I'm in
What
like,
is? I mean, I think that's fantastic. I think that's awesome.
That was the first time she's not only spelt a
I know.
word out,
I know. That's
but
what I'm saying.
was
She
tempted
just-
to
it's
say
awesome.
it.
Yes.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
She
go
needs
there.
another Red Bull. Oh, it's empty. Can we get a Red Bull for
No,
Lauren?
this is actually a 12 ounce too. So let's not.
Let's get into what every single person is talking about in America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, man.
What is going on? So we're coming off of the injury talk. You got Dak going down with the ankle. The world shuts down and is in solemn with him. And then you have Dalton with a concussion, which no one rushes out, and I feel terrible about that leadership. And then who we have coming in?
DiNucci.
Danucci.
So I was like, Danucci, whatever you. So James Madison is a school he was drafted out of 7th round this year, but how do we feel about this?
You go.
I mean, what do you? There's not really, and that's what that's where you're at, and that's what I'm saying is that we were talking about it earlier. The Cowboys season, I mean, it's historic as far as the level of just uncompetitive football. You see guys that are not tackling. You see our middle linebacker, Jalen Smith. He's terrible. I don't even know why Jalen Smith is playing. He's awful.
DK Metcalf made a better defensive play than the entire Cowboys did in one play.
So just so you know,
Well, that was incredible. That was incredible. If you go back to
this is historic. So one of the teams that's probably considered one of the worst in the history of the NFL, I looked it up, 1981 Baltimore Colts. They were terrible. They ended up that season 2-14, okay? They gave up a combined 533 points in a 16-game season. 533.
Yep.
The Cowboys currently are on pace to give up 560 points. to be the worst in the history of the NFL
so I got a
as far as
question-
points
I got
given
a question
up.
for you. So today Jerry Jones did his radio show like we talked about.
Yeah,
and he
weekly
said-
radio show,
And he
yeah.
said, I have my man, talking about
Yes.
the head coach.
Correct, Mike McCarthy.
I think, okay, is this a Freddie Kitchens situation?
No.
Did they pick the wrong head coach,
No,
man?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think it's too early. I think with Freddie Kitchens, I understood. The guy had no head coaching experience. That was his first time. He went from like being a quarterback's coach to an
But
offensive
sometimes
coordinator.
you just get it wrong. This might be the wrong situation, dude. Where is the leadership in the Cowboys locker room? Where is
Well-
somebody that walks in and says, and that's why Jerry Jones got pissed off
He
today
broke
when
his
they
ankle.
asked him. Yeah, but see, I still don't think he was the voice and leader, and maybe that's why they were all crying. Maybe that's why everybody put up on Twitter and whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, you got to have somebody step up. Like I said before, I said this at the very beginning of the season that Dak was going to go down. And is Zeke going to step into
No.
the leadership role? This Cowboys locker room is a mess, man.
Look, so Mike McCarthy, like you said, was supposed to come in and change the culture.
Yes.
I don't see any of that happening. You see all the talent they have on offense. You look at Gallup, Lamb, I mean, Zeke. The list goes on and on. Defense just absolutely
Well,
atrocious.
I don't think the guys are more upset. Well, ask what you're going to ask.
Well, I was going to say, so I feel like you have the talent there. Now, of course, the quarterback going out, that's can't help
Significant.
that situation.
Yeah.
What my question is,
Trade for Fitzpatrick.
oh my gosh, you love him. He is
just had to
in
throw it.
absolute love.
Grant's face.
you imagine-
If y'all could zoom in.
Could you imagine how
Grant's face
much
was
his head
great.
would explode if Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tiger Woods walked through the door
Oh
right now?
my gosh.
Like, you talk about fanboying out. Like, Jeff
Absolutely.
would go completely insane.
But look, I agree with Lauren, and exactly what she's saying is like he was supposed to come in, change his culture, get all this talent together. I don't care if Dak goes down, man. You got Andy Dalton. That's the reason you signed Andy Dalton, was to come in right behind him and at least put up some points and be competitive. I posted that meme, said Dallas Cowboys flew to Washington to kick a field goal. Like, that's exactly what happened.
Well-
and with all this offensive talent, man, it's kind of weird. And is this Jerry Jones also hiring somebody that he can still control? Almost like, what's his name from Al Davis from the Raiders. Remember when he got older and he started hiring these coaches that he could still kind of control?
Yeah.
Like, every time that Jerry Jones has hired somebody that he can't control, you guys have won a Super Bowl.
Well, that of course, obviously, now we're at a long time ago when that
Bill
happened.
Parcells,
I think
Barry Switzer.
well, he kind of controlled Barry Switzer, and Bill Parcells didn't win a Super
But
Bowl.
you get to my point.
But
what
I
I'm
get your
saying.
point, though. But I know. I think Mike McCarthy. I think it's too early to blame Mike McCarthy right now. You know, I'm looking at comment. Raj, who's a Cowboys fan too,
Yes, he is.
talking about no leadership in the locker room. In my opinion, in the NFL, if you need to coach, like the coach is a CEO, the head coach is a CEO. He coaches the coaches, and the coaches coach the players. If you need your head coach to get your guys going, like Mike McCarthy's not making guys miss tackles. Mike McCarthy's not missing gaps in
But
defense.
ultimately,
Mike McCarthy's
it's his
not blocking.
Ultimately, it's his fault.
I get that.
Whose shoulders did all this fall on?
The number one
It's either
person that
his-
falls on is Jerry Jones,
Okay,
obviously.
it's either his or Jerry
But
Jones'
Mike
fault.
McCarthy, he's only coached 7 games. I'm not ready to. I'm not saying he doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying he's only coached 7 games. It's not. This guy's won a Super Bowl. He's won playoff games. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback
Be
or not.
competitive, bro.
It's the players. These players.
And in order for the players to get motivated, you need a head coach to motivate them.
If you're in the NFL and you need a head coach to motivate you, then there's a problem with you as a player.
I get your point,
There's a problem with you as a player.
Lauren. I
But
like Lauren Stan. Like, she's with me on this with the head coach.
I
just-
think it's too early for that.
Well, like you said, 7 games. Like, you should start getting a little testy. You should really starting to see a change in the atmosphere, and you're really not there.
Well-
you just feel it crumbling.
What I
Yeah,
see,
it feels like it's getting worse and worse and
well,
worse.
it is.
How
it
bad are
is.
you going to get it?
Well, but also again, though, you're losing.
How'd you go and get it?
Like I get what you're saying. Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, all those guys are out there. I get that. You're starting left tackle.
Like
He's
Raj
out.
even
You're
says,
starting
play
right
with some
tackle.
pride.
Well, yes, but that's a player thing, though. That's not
You
a
went
coach
up against
thing.
the football team and was
And got
able
your
to
ass
kick
beat.
a field goal.
Got your ass beat.
With all that talent.
Yes.
Man, you could hand the ball to Zeke 55 times and probably get more than a field goal.
But I think the thing that's the biggest problem, that Dak's out, yes, all defense sucks, all that stuff. I think the biggest problem with this team right now, besides the Dak being out, your left tackle, starting left tackle, he's out the rest of the year. Starting right tackle, he's out the rest of the year. Your right guard missed the game because he has a concussion. Your center retired. Your backup center's out now. I mean, their offensive line is terrible. They're awful. And that's what's making this team and all that. But Jalen Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence, all these guys on defense that are supposed to be veteran leaders that are getting paid aren't showing up.
Is there a bright
and
spot?
That's the
Is there
problem.
one bright spot for the
Okay.
Cowboys?
No, not right now.
I'd say CeeDee Lamb's the only thing.
Oh, I was going to say CeeDee Lamb, but, I mean, somebody needs to throw him the football. So,
Right.
you know.
He's gotta get it in
do
his
we have an
hands.
update on Dalton? I don't know what his status is for Sunday.
So he's questionable to actually come back.
That's what I was thinking. That was a nasty hit, and I'm surprised that he didn't get fined more money and or suspended.
Yeah.
They
just
didn't
wrong.
suspend him because that was a bad hit.
It's just wrong. And before we go off of this topic, Grant, I want to ask you. I know your blood's a little boiling.
Yeah, because the
boiling
Cowboys
a bit.
piss me off, man.
No, but
I could go off on this for
you
a
talked
while.
about surprising how bad the Patriots were against the 40, or how they could be against the 49ers, and how they have been so far this season. But when you do the research with Bill Belichick and it being like one of their worst seasons, and then you do the research with the Cowboys and how like this is the worst they've been in franchise for X amount of years.
Yeah, I'd say 17 years.
Who's worse? Do they compare right now? Who's worse? Patriots, Cowboys?
I mean, right now, that's a good question as far as where you'd rather be. I mean, I'd rather be the Patriots because I've been awesome for like 20 years. But, you know,
You've been-
it's
what?
it's a player thing.
You've been awesome. The Cowboys been awesome.
No,
for
I
20
said the
years?
Patriots have been
Patriots.
awesome
He'd
for
be-
20
Oh,
years.
okay.
He'd be
Yeah.
a Patriot rather than
Chill out. Joe's
Cowboy.
about to start, you know, like I was saying the Patriots. But
That's a good question, Lauren.
Thank you.
yeah, that is a good
I
question.
appreciate that.
I would say right now
They're both-
I'd rather be the Patriots just strictly because I have Bill Belichick as my head coach. I mean, that's – so, yes, I mean, the head coach – like I said, the head coach has some responsibility here. But I think the players need to start they need to start playing. They need to start playing better.
Like
Now-
Raj just said, he said play with some pride. Eventually, you would think that this team is going to have to, like, somebody's going to have to step up and be like, hey, guys, let's just not get our ass kicked. You know, at least, like you mentioned today on Facebook, I sent you that little meme about the Texans and Cowboys. You're like, well, the Texans got their ass kicked too. But look, man, we
He said,
scored
but they
20
did it
points.
at home. They didn't have to
Yeah.
go
They didn't have to
anywhere.
go far to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, but like I mean, they put up 20 points, and Deshaun Watson's in top 3 categories in most. Like they're at least trying.
I've said I'd rather be a Texans fan right now than a Cowboys fan just because the Texans are going to reset this offseason.
Yeah.
New coach, new GM, all that stuff. Like the Cowboys reset this past offseason.
Yeah, one last thing. They just traded the defensive end?
Everson Griffin.
Everson Griffin.
Yeah,
So
and
that's-
Right.
he's contributed as much as I have this year. So thank you. Goodbye.
All right. We are moving
Grant
on.
Miles, y'all. Grant Miles,
Grant
the Cowboy.
Miles, the Dallas Football Cowboys.
Damn right. You're damn right.
Right there. All right. So we move to was it Sunday night or Monday night?
Which one?
No, we are going Sunday night. So Seattle versus Arizona. Seattle gets their first loss of the season. The Cardinals. You called it?
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
All right. They snapped it in overtime with a field goal, 37-34. Crazy how it happened. Went back and forth, and then the Cardinals finally got it done.
Remember when we were discussing like the lines, and I said take the over? I was like, this game is going to be entertaining, and that's exactly what it was. This
Yeah.
game,
a great
this
game.
was fun to watch.
It was
man.
really fun to watch. It felt like a playoff game
It
for
did.
sure. And the Seahawks, they did exactly the opposite of what I said they were
Broadcast
going to do.
interrupted again.
What?
Yeah.
No
This is such a
way.
good show.
Well, as long as it's not cut off. As long as it's not cut off, it's just interrupted.
Yeah. Nico.
Let me know when y'all can hear us again. It says
Fix this,
broadcast
bro.
interrupted.
Fix this.
Bieber, whoever that is.
Why is it like? I don't know why it's getting it. There, we're back up. We're back up.
Hey,
We're back
here we
up.
are.
Sorry,
What's
y'all.
up?
We got interrupted
I did not
again.
like that
Yeah.
freeze frame.
This is the problem with live shows, y'all. But
Yeah, but
we're
we'll
back
adapt.
up. Anyways,
We'll
we're
adapt.
talking about.
Anyways, we are going.
Oh, her
to-
mic's not on.
And now my mic is out.
Yeah.
This is good times. Good times down at
Dude,
Christian's
live
Tailgate. What's
shows,
happening,
live
everybody?
shows. We were talking about Arizona and Seattle, right?
Yes.
So how entertaining the game was. I'm pretty sure it's got that. It's down there.
Yeah.
I'm the green.
Yeah.
cord.
No. Oh, I'm off. Oh,
I'm the
no,
green
no.
cord. Oh, I'm
Oh, there
on.
you go. Oh, we hear. All right. Very good.
All right,
All right,
Jeff,
let's
can
do
we
it.
hear you?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I'm here.
We got
Yeah,
you.
we got it.
All right, so we're talking.
I've got-
Boom.
I've got-
We back, baby. And
My-
I got a green cord to match my green shirt.
My hinge date was calling me.
Oh, God. We're gonna hear about that
we're about
later.
to hear this Jeff 5 right now.
No.
But yeah,
Alright.
let's
Arizona, Seattle.
Back to
So
professional
Arizona, Seattle.
broadcasting.
Seattle did exactly the opposite of what I said that they were going to do, and that they have done all season long. They normally play from behind. They come out late in the game, either in the
It
second
seems
half
like
or
that
late
every
in the
single
second quarter.
time.
Yes.
This time, they had a lead of 20-7 before halftime.
It's also the worst
and then
defense,
also the Cardinals put some points on the board, and it was 20-17 going 20-17 going into the half. So there was that, but I mean, you got amazing plays. You got one-handed catch by Lockett.
No, look, the play of the
DK
year.
Metcalf.
The play of the year is DK Metcalf
DK.
chasing him down. Like that. I'm sorry, but there won't be another play of the year. That was flat out phenomenal.
And he saved points.
Yeah, they
Like
didn't even
they didn't score
touchdown.
because they went for it on fourth down and they missed it.
That was phenomenal. He reached 22 point something miles an hour.
That dude's flying.
And that wasn't even his guy that he was supposed to guard. Like he just, I see
Yeah.
him, and
that was
boom.
phenomenal.
So, like you said, they said he ran at 22 point whatever miles per hour. He covered 110 yards because when he was in the end zone when he started and
crazy.
took off, covered 110 yards.
nuts.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
like I
You
said,
know what, guys? I feel like this year we've seen more. We've seen some of the fastest runs because everything's getting tracked at like 20 miles per hour, 21 miles per hour. We saw what Danny Jones.
well, Johnny J's not here,
did
but
it last week.
we saw what happened when
Yeah.
when he
But
tried
someone
he
did that
tried to
before
run.
him the week prior. It wasn't. Was no way it was Baker, but it was someone. Anyways, I feel like each week we're starting to see these really exciting runs.
You can run 22 miles an hour, bro. You're
You-
fast.
you're-
you
yeah.
are really,
You're
really.
moving.
And
In
look,
pads
did you
and
see
all
how
that.
big he was compared to the Kansas City defender? I forgot the guy that intercepted the ball.
Buda Baker.
Like he trumped him.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
DK Metcalf is no joke.
Yeah,
exactly.
for real.
Valier Sensei. He's
Exactly.
freaking
Thank you.
huge.
That dude's
Yeah.
large.
Now that we know the Cardinals
What's up, Lottie?
overcame the Seahawks, does this say a lot about Russell Wilson and his team?
I think Seattle to this point, even though they're good, like I'm not trying to,
Bash them or anything?
yeah, I'm not trying to say they're not, but I think they've gotten some Russell Wilson magic to get them to the point where they're 5-1.
Oh my gosh! If they didn't have Russell Wilson, they'd be 2 and 4.
Which is a little luck on their part too, and I think Arizona is good. I mean, I said before the season started, Arizona is going to be a sneaky team.
Look who Arizona's beat already.
Yes.
They have beat the top. They beat San Francisco. They beat Seattle, and I think they beat. I forgot who else they beat, but they've beaten all the top-notch teams already.
Yeah.
But they're still figuring out their own identity too.
They are.
So they've got issues. Like some weeks you see Kyler Murray just do some incredible things. You're like, wow, and then the next week you'll be like, what happened?
Well, like
That's-
this game, he was 34-48, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, a 104.5 QB rating.
And this
Jesus.
is Murray.
Yeah.
So I was
Kyler
going to
Murray.
say, is it even fair to relate him to Wilson though?
Oh no!
He's baby Wilson.
yeah. He's
He's growing. He's getting his steps.
He's not even in the same like stratosphere.
He's getting his
there. He
steps.
can get there, but he's. And I don't want to get too excited about Oklahoma Sooner. I mean, it feels weird, but I mean, he's good.
Hint your shirt.
Did
Yeah.
you know that he would not shake Sam Ellinger's hand when he played
Really?
UT and UT beat them?
I mean,
I
I
was
get
told
that.
this by Garrett.
I get that.
Thank you.
Totally. Remember when Baker slammed the flag down in the midfield? I mean, look,
Yeah.
there's
Baker's a
it's a
class
mess.
act.
It's just
Before we move on, we got some people to thank.
We
Few of them.
We do. Of course, that is one of them, Construction Concepts. I'm not even going to try to say that because I know how good Grant
.com.
is at it. But I will thank our friends at Hybrid Technologies Group. And I'm talking about
Boy.
Roy Stanton. That's our boy when it comes to reliability. They're the ones you can count on for phone services, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services. You name any type of electronics, they will have you covered at 832-336-1201. And that is Hybrid Technologies Group's mention SWB Sports with Balls, and you'll get a good discount. Call Roy Stanton, Hybrid Technologies Group.
Look, I've got a few TVs in my house, and they're all hung, and there's no
It's a humble
wires.
brag.
So they're,
And it's man cave.
so they're all hung, and there's no wires
Don't
being
act like
shoved.
you don't have multiple TVs in your house.
Oh, we do.
You
we
got
do.
2 girls.
I'm just not bringing that up.
They're curved, 55 inches. They're badass. Anyway, so Roy, he doesn't listen. Don't call him to hang your TVs.
I
But
have a bigger
Roy-
TV than you.
Roy's an old friend of mine, and like he hangs my TVs. Like, and he like when he comes over to the house, if there's
Yeah.
wires showing anything, he's like, nope. Breaks out his tool bag.
That's
He's
good
like,
to have a friend like that.
like,
Yeah.
and he does it.
It's just like in his blood. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
so
he's like,
I
gotta do
fix
it. Yeah, it looks great though.
Before I go to this, I want to make sure I heard correctly. Were you like bragging about the size of your TV
Because-
compared to
Yes,
his?
yes.
Because you said, oh, it's a humble brag. And I'm like, okay, well, if he's going to talk about,
Yeah.
55, it's rounded. I'm like, okay, well, mine's bigger than yours.
Oh my gosh.
Well, my outdoor TV is like 65.
That's what mine is.
Okay. All right.
Coolest fucking story I've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nico. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Good
yes.
one.
All right, well, we want to thank Construction Concepts. They are changing corporate culture. Mark and Josh, those guys at Construction
They
Concepts.
probably got bigger TVs.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They're everywhere. Construction Concepts is changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectation.
Expectations.
Thank you.
She's trying to get
You
in
want to
it.
do it? Like, you can do it.
All right, find them.
All right.
The,
Give them a call at 713-589-2682 or buildithouston.com.
There he goes. There he goes. All right, it is time to get back on track, and we go to,
Pittsburgh.
yes, our second to last match. So we go to Pittsburgh. Now they are 6-0 for the first time since 1978. Incredible. We look at this AFC in general, and it's just pretty stellar. So this coming up, they beat the Titans 27-24, but coming up they beat the Ravens, and I think this will be, or they will take on the Ravens, and if they beat them, I think this is a true test to show who they really are.
This was an interesting game. Pittsburgh actually had them blown out very early in this game. I felt like they let the Titans back in the game, but I said Pittsburgh from the very beginning of the year was going to be an incredible team. Their defense is phenomenal. T.J. Watt, obviously JJ's brother, is playing phenomenal.
Speaking of, can I just say this? I tweeted it out on Sunday that poor JJ, in week 3, he lost to both of his brothers playing the Steelers, and then he just lost to his hometown, Wisconsin, on Sunday, and now he's just falling apart, man.
I was
Okay,
telling you guys,
sorry.
well,
Just a quick
on
little
JJ for
tidbit
2
on JJ.
seconds. You know, the trade rumors are flying around Houston
Yeah.
about JJ being traded.
Which is the dumbest thing ever.
And at the very beginning, I was like, man, trade this guy. You know, he deserves. But listen, they paid this man handsomely in Houston to stay here and do his thing. He's a grown man. He made his decisions. We don't owe J.J. Watt anything.
So he signed, what was it, $100 million contract?
$100 million.
And he has been the face of the franchise until, as of late, maybe you can say it's Watson
Does
now.
J.J. pay for a meal when he goes out? Does he, like,
I doubt
does
it.
he get furnished?
He pretty much owns the city of Houston.
I'm pretty sure he can go to H-E-B and get whatever he wants. Houston's treated him well. Look, does he deserve a chance at a championship? Sure, but as an organization, I don't think that we owe J.J. Watt anything. We've paid him very well.
I don't
He's the
think
highest cap hit on
I
the
don't-
team.
Yeah.
15.5.
And I think 13-something next year,
Yeah.
which we could get rid of. But anyways, that's back to Pittsburgh.
He
who
is not going anywhere.
Pittsburgh's playing phenomenal, and you are 100% correct. Biddle rivalry coming up. Pittsburgh, Baltimore should be a very, very interesting game. Stay tuned on Thursday for our show, and we'll go over the lines and stuff, and that's going to be a very
Yeah.
interesting one.
Pittsburgh, I think, is best team in the NFL at this point.
Overall,
Yeah, through 7 weeks, I think they are, like you said. I mean, what's funny is they were pretty handily controlling that game, and then the Tennessee started to come back. And Ben Roethlisberger really didn't play that well.
no, he didn't.
I was going to say, I'm surprised that you say that no matter what, hands down, you think they're the best in the
Yes.
league. When you look at who they played, the Giants, boom. Broncos, Texans, Eagles, Browns. And then the Titans, I think, gave them a little bit of run for their money, but they came out on top by 3.
Yeah.
I think
We'll
this
see
week
where
is
they
going to be the
stand,
true
yeah.
test.
Well, yeah. I mean, they just beat an undefeated team
Yeah,
in
they were
their
about
in their
to-
home stadium.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, that's and for a little bit they were.
Oh, it was 27-3, I think. At one
I mean, it
point.
was
They were killing
They
them.
were killing them pretty good. So I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying as far as their strength of
opponents.
schedule. Their strength of schedule has not been great. Having said that, though, they went into Tennessee, an undefeated team, and for the first half at least, made Tennessee look pretty average. And I mean, that defense is
I know. And
awesome.
They're really good. And, on Pittsburgh's defense a little bit. They haven't sustained any major injuries like a lot of the other
that's
teams
true
have.
too.
Speaking of injuries, we can jump right into Tampa. Chris Godwin, we heard broke a finger, and I believe he's out this coming up weekend. You know, we said earlier they signed Antonio Brown, which to me is absolutely ridiculous, especially when you're playing that good. You're top of the NFC, and there's some really, really weak teams in the NFC. They look like the best team, and Tom Brady last week looked like he was 30 years old.
So that's my question to you guys is who do you think is the best in the NFC versus the AFC? I feel like the AFC has a lot of contenders, at least 5, like Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, Steelers, Raiders. Don't sleep on the Raiders and Derek Carr. And then you have the NFC, which is not really looking all that great, besides Tampa Bay, a.k.a. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, is that what you said? I got what you're doing there.
Yep,
Okay.
For a second, I was like, what?
Yeah,
oh.
and then she said
Tom Brady
Tampa Bay. I
basically
got
owns
you.
the
No,
town
I
now,
got you.
and the
That was
Rays.
I
interesting.
picked up what you were throwing down, and
Yeah.
look, like he finally got on page with Gronk. You know, Gronk finally got a
Yes.
touchdown, and
Yes.
they were throwing like he was throwing Gronk's way a lot.
Is he a better general manager?
Who?
Who?
What are you talking about?
Tom Brady.
Bringing all
Gronk
these
with
players,
him, bringing
yeah.
guys with him.
No, that's a good point. No, I mean Tom Brady, 33, 45, 369, 4 touchdowns, no
and a
interceptions,
rushing touchdown, 5 total.
127 QB rating. I mean, he had a great game, no doubt. Definitely, Tampa Bay should be considered one of the top teams in NFC. You know, you would say Green Bay. You would say Green Bay, but then Tampa made Green Bay look. What's up? There's a man right there.
Raj,
There's a man right there.
Come say
dude.
hello. This
What's
is one of the
up?
friends of the show.
What is happening?
Oh, good. Our boy Raj.
Such a pleasure.
That's right.
The Cowboys.
These two guys actually
Cowboys
see.
fans. Cowboys
Always,
fans.
always.
What's happening,
yes, so
man?
Raj is always going back with them.
Yeah, that's right. I can't help it, dude. Drives me
I'm
insane.
gonna need a White Claw rush.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it.
But yeah, no, you would say Green Bay, but Tampa Bay made Green Bay look average. So, I mean, I would say with you right there, considering what I saw from the game against Oakland and then Green Bay previous to that, and now they're possibly getting Antonio Brown.
Oakland Raiders?
Or I said Oakland, my bad.
Wait, I
Las
was like,
Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
Threw me a little bit.
Tampa Bay may be the best team in NFC right now.
I still mix that up. It's still.
I know, it's hard.
By the way, that stadium. I know there's no fans in it.
It looks badass.
Holy crap!
I want to go to
I hate
Vegas.
that there's
I want to
no
go to
fans.
Vegas to go to a
Dude.
game there.
That stadium is. I'm talking about the LA stadium.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you
SoFi?
switched real quick.
No, because you said Oakland. I'm thinking.
Oh,
the
okay, I
LA,
got you.
The LA SoFi Stadium, the little thing that they can put on the top of the stadium,
Yeah.
and then make it see through.
Yeah.
That is
That's
$4
cool.
billion. That's state of the art. That's the best stadium in the world, probably hands down.
Hey, that's a good team too.
Yep.
LA Rams. That's a good squad.
So
Talk about good defense.
Speaking of Tampa and Tom Brady, NFC, they look to be the best team. Is that your Super Bowl pick right now?
I mean, if you had to ask me right now, the way it is, I would say Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh right now. I would say Tampa Bay,
Woo,
Pittsburgh.
playoffs are going to be
That's what I
fun.
was kinda
Man, bring
thinking about,
fans
too.
back. Please bring
But
fans.
speaking of the Rams played Bears last night, 24-10. You thought this Bears had a great defense, and then the Rams just ran all over them. It was great.
I mean, look, the Rams, in my opinion,
I don't know if I want to say great, but you just
I like the Rams.
proved it wrong.
Look, if you go, a lot of teams. Look at Miami. All right, so a lot of people gave Jared Goff a crap presentation for last year, right? So he was terrible last year. you
Yeah, he
know?
was
so
not
many
good.
people did not like
and
him.
Sean McVay, like I mean, like it was a bad year for them last year,
Yeah.
right? But you've got a head coach that's proven to win. You've got a quarterback that's proven to win. You go around the league, and how many teams have that? There's not a lot, man.
No, there's not.
Like you go, Miami hadn't had a QB since Dan Marino.
Yeah.
The Broncos haven't had a QB since John Elway. Appreciate you. And everybody's looking for their franchise quarterback. Jared Goff is a franchise quarterback. Like, so all these people saying, giving Jared Goff like the ringer. Look, you've got a great quarterback on your team, and if Jared Goff goes another 5-6 years playing the way he is, he will be in another Super Bowl.
So you speak about the quarterback matchup, and between these two, Nick Foles and Jared Goff, which Chicago just can't seem to get it together with Trubisky or Foles. But so I mean, you're more accurate, right? So he's 23 of 33 for 219 yards. You look at Foles, 28 of 40 for 261 yards. I mean, you're doubling. that
Goff has
amount.
the best quarterback rating in the NFL in the fourth quarter. Like that's where it matters. He's like a younger Brady. What it looks like. And that's a hell of a comparison.
about to
That's a hell of
say,
a
like,
comparison,
what?
but
I think you need to slow down on the golf being golf and great thing. Like
Yeah, I
golf's
mean-
really good. He's really good. But let's wait on the great thing.
I agree, but like I mean, my point being is like LA has an incredible quarterback and an incredible coach, and they're on their way to something special. If they stay together 5-6 more years, I'm telling you, this team will be back in the Super Bowl.
They have a good
Well-
quarterback and a good head coach that could become great.
Yes.
So
Well,
I agree with
the
that.
thing is too, yes and no. They it's not like they were great like you said last season. Or
No, they
prior.
weren't. They weren't at all.
But is it fair, I guess, this season to relate them to teams that have almost the same record? So you have the Seahawks, who now have their first loss in the season, and then the Cardinals as well, who which
You got to look
their
at
record,
strength. You got to
their
look at
record is
strength of
5-2.
schedule. I mean, look, I like the LA Rams.
Same record.
I like San Francisco. Yeah, but strength of schedule. Like, you know, LA's
Exactly.
played some tough teams. Like this football season's weird already with all the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like if you stay injury free, or at least try to stay injury free, that's the team that's going to make it the furthest.
Yeah.
Like Tampa Bay, their defense is phenomenal. And if that
It's
defense
top three.
if that defense stays injury free, Tom Brady doesn't have to do much. It's like Peyton Manning with the Broncos that year when they
Yeah.
won the Super Bowl. Like he doesn't have to do a
That was probably statistically Peyton Manning's worst season of his career,
Yeah,
and he won the Super Bowl.
yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
But and if you go off of, you know, here's an interesting stat. Go look up Tampa Bay's starting field position, right? I
Yeah.
bet they start further up the field than any other team in the league
Yeah.
because of their defense.
Yeah.
You know, so Tom Brady
He's
always has a short field.
He's always in an advantageous situation.
There
Absolutely.
you go. What did you say?
Advantageous.
Yeah, all right.
My mom's an English teacher, so
Oh.
I learned some big words.
She's still in Fort Worth, is she here?
No, she's up Dallas Fort Worth.
All right.
Nico, love
All
it.
right. So we go on over to the MLB, which right now
1-0. 1-0 still.
Okay, Dodgers still up.
off of
Dodgers
Randy.
still
No,
up.
the Rays are up.
Rays.
Yeah.
That was the Rays.
Yeah.
Rosarina, my bad.
Oh,
My
leave
bad.
that guy, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got Game 6 going on right now. Rosarina hit a home run in the first inning with one out. I think the Rays take this. I told you their pitching matchup, and then they're going to be set up tomorrow as well for their pitchers. The Dodgers have no pitchers left.
But can we talk about last game
Yeah.
with Kershaw just like not even phased by Margot trying to steal home?
I
and
love
he
it.
was just like this close.
Kershaw finally getting his dues and still going to lose.
And you
It's
have
awesome.
the first baseman yelling like, hey, hey, hey. He's not even paying it. Kershaw's not even
Look,
just
Randy
paying it.
Rosarina's up again with 2 men on. If he hits
Well,
this
this-
thing out, dude.
This is
You
an
never
interesting.
know.
Hey, but this is an interesting question.
Would
Do
you walk him
think-
right now? Would you walk him? He's up with 2 men on. He's already hit a home run. He's the best player in the
That's a
major.
good
Like
question.
you got 2 outs. I would just pitch around and walk.
That's a
You
good
got you got an
question.
out at every base.
Here's a question though. Do you think he steals home plate if there's fans in the stands? Somebody brought
No.
this up, and I thought it was a very interesting.
No.
Because whenever you got fans in the stands, you got
They'll
a
be
lot of
yelling as
noise.
well.
So you got no one in the stadium hardly, and he's stealing home. You can hear people yelling, "Hey, you know he's stealing." So I think he might steal home if you have a full
And you're
stadium.
talking about Kershaw still on the mound.
Correct.
For the lowest ratings,
Because he's a
in-
left-handed pitcher,
for the
so he's got
lowest
his back to
ratings
third base.
in MLB history, this is a very entertaining World Series.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
It is.
really entertaining.
Well, the reason I asked that, if Kershaw is still the one
Ooh,
pitching,
struck him out.
and
Damn, and he pitched it right down the middle.
Go the
98.
I asked about that about Kershaw just because of how composed he is always. And so if that would actually affect him, or you're talking about another pitcher.
No, I'm not
coming
talking
up
about
beyond the
specifically
mound.
to him. I'm just saying if you have a full stadium and all kinds of ambient noise and all that,
yeah.
like, does he steal home plate? I mean, there's a good chance he
point.
does.
Yeah.
There's a good chance he does.
Yep, yep.
We'll never know.
Well, Jeff, I don't
Speaking
wanna
of never know.
Speaking of never know, are we going to find out about how your Jeff 5
You're asking about my date. I know you are.
and
It was wonderful.
it was wonderful?
This is your
Flowers and rainbows and everything you
this
can
is
imagine.
your this is your what do you call it? What do you call the
The Jeff 5?
no the app.
Hinge?
The Hinge, yeah. This is the Hinge
The Hinge.
date.
Well, I mean, I told y'all last show. I mean, there was a girl that I used to talk to 6-7 years ago. And yeah, I mean, she came in town and we went on a date.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
It's Jeff.
I knew there was a
Congratulations.
twinkle in his eye when I showed up today.
Yeah, Lauren's like, you look a little different. I'm like, shut up,
He's
Lauren.
happy.
Well, he's got the leather jacket on. I mean, that dude's
I was
feeling
trying,
right.
man. Look, I told you, I had a different
I like
outfit,
it.
but I was like,
I like
it's
it.
cold, it's
I like
raining.
it.
I was like, you know,
I like it.
do I look like a biker? Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, you do a
Well,
little
I
bit.
mean,
You do a little bit.
A leather jacket,
You do.
spiked hair, you know.
I'm expecting to go out and see your Harley out in the parking
I
lot.
know.
It's raining and cold. I'm not gonna have.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I know how to ride a Harley. I've
Well,
ridden a few times.
I wish the best between you and this young gal.
Yes.
And before we go to the future, we got to go to the past.
Ooh, good transition.
Whoa.
So we got to move this thing along. So I'm going to thank somebody if he's still listening. Tosin, thanks, bud.
Thank you,
Get
Tosin.
feeling. Tosin's a little bit under the weather. So
Oh,
yeah.
watch out.
Oh, feel better, Toast.
Get to feeling better, Tosin. I won't tell him what's wrong with you. Texas AV Productions is responsible for this. Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls and you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. If you want to throw a party and a good one, call them at 281-241-7520. Check them out online at txavpro.com.
Speaking of parties, I believe we're gonna have the show Thursday.
We are.
It'll be
That's
our
the plan.
50th episode,
Woohoo!
so we might have something special for you guys that are watching.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll probably do it at Christian's Tailgate or
You're up.
over at Chapman and Kirby, one or the other, but we'll keep you updated. But yeah, you guys, if you're out there, you definitely need to join us for our 50th episode coming up this week.
Yeah.
So today
Get
is
your,
Oh, go ahead. No, what were you going to say?
sorry, I was just going to get some of your drink tab off.
10%.
10%. You mentioned us.
Sports with Bowl.
All right, let's hear the history.
So today's October 27th. So we have a lot of World Series enders today in history.
Oh yeah, the Rangers. Oh, sorry.
Yes. Yes. Let's get into that. 1985.
Raj, are you a Rangers fan, Raj? Are you a Rangers fan?
Nobody asked you.
No.
October 27th, 1985. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeff did ask you. I apologize. 1985,
control.
Kansas City Royals beat the St. Louis Cardinals 4-3 in the World Series. So, Kansas City Royals.
That was their first
All
one,
right,
correct?
all right.
I think so.
First one.
They
yeah.
took it from the Astros a couple years ago.
1986, the Miracle Mets beat the Boston Red Sox
Oh, dude.
4-3 to win the World Series. That was the game after
After the
Buckner game.
Buckner, yeah.
Yeah.
Who he was just allowed back in Boston
know.
Stadium
That's
like 2
crazy.
years ago.
Yeah.
Or no, like 5 years ago whenever they won the
something
World
like
Series.
that. Yeah. October 27th, 1991, the Minnesota Twins won the World Series, beat Atlanta Braves
Yes.
1-0. And
Kirby
Twins,
Puckett, man.
MVP was Jack Morris. You remember Jack Morris?
I do remember
That
Jack
pitcher,
Morris.
Jack Morris, yeah. In 1995, little NFL. Today, did you know the contract finalizing the Cleveland Browns move to Baltimore
Oh yeah.
to become the Baltimore Ravens?
That's a crazy
signed.
30 for
That
30.
is.
Like
Yeah.
if you watch that 30 for 30 on ESPN, what was the owner's name?
Art Modell.
Art Modell. Like he got just hammered.
Well,
but
and
he
the
actually
deal-
wanted what's best for the city.
Yeah, and the deal was they made with them. They said you cannot take any Cleveland Browns history with you. So
Yep.
they basically went to Baltimore as an expansion
And then
franchise.
came back.
Wow.
2011, today, October 27th.
High school.
Major League World Series Game 6.
Oh man.
St. Louis Cardinal third baseman David Freese hits game-tying 2-run triple with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th and then walks off home run, wins it in the 11th. They go to Game 7, and the Rangers lost the World Series.
David Freese
I'm
became
sorry, girl.
in that series. I mean, I don't think I've heard David Freese's name almost since then.
No,
Maybe a couple of
no.
times, but in that series, he became a St. Louis icon.
Probably one of the worst nights of my life.
I remember
October
talking about
27th.
this.
doing? I bet you
I
remember
was in a bar.
exactly where you were
I was
at.
in. I'll tell you
You
exactly
said
where I
you
was.
almost cried.
I was in a bar. I was with a friend of mine that's a Rangers fan too. I was standing up.
It was
He hit
2
it
outs
up.
and 2 strikes.
Yes, he hit it up in the air. I was like, oh my God, this is like I never thought this would happen. And then it went over
Both of them
Nelson
dead
Cruz's
center.
head. it was the worst. It was one of the worst nights of my life.
Yep.
Worst nights of my
Ouch.
life.
Wow, even
Yes.
the catch?
No,
Quote,
that was. I've had Cowboys,
That's
as
a
Raj
good one.
knows. Cowboys have broke my heart plenty of times. That was the
The
first time
Rangers.
the Rangers just
And that
Yanked
was
it out
sucked
from
the
you.
life right
And
out of me.
actually, that was the beginning. I mean,
Deflated.
they had an incredible team for 3 or 4
That was their
years. at
second
that
year in the
point,
World
yeah.
Series.
And then after that, it was downhill.
It was terrible.
Ooh, guys.
So let me.
I will say, I'm sorry. That as it like,
Sweet.
ugh.
Yes, you know how that would hurt. October 27, 2004. On the brighter side, if you're a Red Sox fan, they beat St. Louis 3-0 in 2004 today at Busch Stadium to sweep the Cardinals and win their first World Series since 1918.
Yep.
And then I had to put this on there because Jeff's got a man crush on Tiger Woods. He scored a wire-to-wire 3-stroke win over Hideki Matsui at the inaugural Zozo Championship
Last year.
to tie Sam Snead's record of 82
wins.
PGA victories.
We just talked about that championship.
Yeah,
last
I mean,
week.
he finished this past week, and that's why he might play here next week in the
Yeah.
Memorial. He finished like 4th from last.
Yeah.
Like, not even kidding. But he doesn't play golf anymore, and he just needs to get back in it.
And today's
we'll see
Rick
if he does.
Carlisle's birthday. Dallas Mavericks head
Nice.
coach Rick Carlisle. Happy
Listen, I want to
birthday.
thank everybody for tuning in. Thank Joe Applewhite Realty. Thank Raj for showing up over here.
Raj, the man.
Woo!
Thank
What up?
Christian's Tailgate, all the people that were paying attention.
Hybrid
and
Technologies Group, we want to thank them as well, and Construction Concepts.
Texas AV Productions.
Yep,
Boom.
that is right. It's been such a fun show. Thanks for
Hell
hanging out
yeah.
with us, guys.
As always, Sports with Balls. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles. We'll see you Thursday. We're out.
Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.